Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Today I'm going to jump back on the AT-1 MX. Uh, we're going to make a chain tensioner for it, and we're going to use the one that came on the 78 Yamaha 175 Enduro that I picked up for parts. So we can kind of recycle that. The only thing that we really had to do was make a bracket for it. Uh, I don't think the one that came on the swing arm off that bike would have really worked. Uh, but if I had took it off, then I wouldn't have been able to sell that swing arm. So this is the best way to go. And we've got to do this because since we extended the swing arm, put longer shocks on it, we've got a longer or a steeper angle. So we've got to get it off of the top of the swing arm, the chain, and we've got to be able to keep the chain tight. And the plan is I'm going to make a roller to go on top of the swing arm, and I had to order a couple parts for that, and that'll be in a day or two, and that'll be a separate video yet. But let me get you overhead and show you what we're doing. Okay, this is what we had. Uh, I actually I used everything that came on the 175 except this bracket. The bracket I made, I'm going to show you how we made it and why we had to do certain things. And see, this is the tensioner. It operates about the same. I may have to take a little bit of meat off of this stop, but I'm going to try it this way first because that gives me some more rigidity. But I'm going to take you through step by step, and then we're going to get it on the bike. Okay, nice sunny day today. This is the 4th of July, and everything is looking very good. Started off kind of soggy this morning, but we're coming out of it. It's supposed to be about 75 degrees. What I'm going to do here is this is what I'm going to take off of this, and instead of this probably wouldn't be built right anyway to fit on the swing arm on the AT-1 MX because it's got kind of a flat box section right here. So instead of taking this off of here and ruining this that I can sell to somebody, I'm just going to take some basic measurements here, and this piece is what I'm after. And what I've found here is this piece of square box tubing will, I think, do me real good. It's a little bit wider. This is measuring. We don't care what the outside is as long as this piece will go into that. And I'm at a little over 1.5 inches here. And this one here is, let me put you down here. About 1.75 inches. Okay, but what we'll do is we'll just put a flat piece of metal in here if we need to take up that little bit of slack. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go bore this hole. We've got it's a shoulder bolt that goes in here, so it's going to be bigger on this end than on that end. Let me see if I can get it out here. Yeah, see, it's we're going to have to thread this in here. Actually, we'll do just what they did and weld a nut on the back side here. But I'm going to drill this hole through both sides. Then I'm going to come back in and ream this one out to fit just the shoulder like they did here. And then I can just I can cut the front out of this box section like this, and it's already, of course, open on top. And I think what I'll do is I'll just leave it a little long, and when I get ready to mount it onto the AT-1 MX, I can just cut it down to the size I need, because I'm gonna have to get the engine in there and get everything mounted up so I can see where this is going to run. In the meantime, I'm going to try to maybe get a few more of these, or at least one more of these here blocks. I can probably make those myself out of a piece of Delrin, but if they're still available, why not get one? I'm sure they use them on some of the other later model Yamahas. Anyhow, I'm going to go over and drill a hole and ream the one side and cut the section out of the front. Okay, I'm just kind of got an average here. This is 2-inch box, and I'm coming down. What the heck was it? I think the other one showed it at about 3/4 of an inch or something like that. It's a little over that, about 0.88. It's probably further down than I need, but I can trim this out up here however I need to, just like I can make it longer here and trim this off when I get ready to install it. So it's just an ease of building it thing here. So let me start this hole. Alright, let me step up to the next size. Okay, this is it's a little bit bigger than the bolt end, because what we're going to do is we're just going to weld a nut on, a 10mm nut, onto the other side, just like they did, and then we'll bore this side out to this size right here. Going all the way through. Okay. Now we're going to step this one up. Okay, the closest I'm going to come, the actual measurement is 0.550. I can come up with a 0.530, which is basically 9/16. So I'm probably going to have to bore the hole out a little bit from there, but we'll get close. Okay, I just have no other way to do it to get it. It really needs to be a pretty tight fit. I'm showing we're at about 539 right now, and I need to get to about 550 to 551, So I'm just going to start removing that slowly here with my boring bar. It's only 11 or 12 thousandths, so not a lot. Once I get a good measurement on it. Okay, I'm at 543. Okay, kind of hard to get in there to get a good measurement, but I think what I'm reading is I'm real close, so we'll drop it down and see if the bolt will go through. Yeah, okay. And it's a nice tight fit. So okay, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to narrow this up a little bit. I didn't notice that when I started this, or I think I said I was just gonna put some stuff in the middle here on one side. And you know, I don't know, maybe I should. No, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. This way I won't have that other piece hanging around in there. I need, I think it's 1 and, let's see, 0.193 taken out. And that's just about what I've got there, so that this will touch on this shoulder over here. But as you can see right now, that won't go through all the way. So I want it to come all over to almost the shoulder, and then the nuts got to be welded onto here also. So we're going to take it over to the bandsaw and cut her off. this is what we came up with. And we'll slide this one in, and then we can get our nut on the back side of it here. And that way we're just exactly what we need to have for the spring for this piece to go in there. Okay, and still swivel. And it just is barely coming in contact here. Probably not in contact with it yet. As soon as I tighten this, it will. And what I'll do is I'll just leave this fastened together and weld it up both seams. And that should just about make it perfect fit. And then I'll have to cut out some areas here. We'll just have to see when I get it in there. You've got to cut a piece out here, and probably this side will stay intact because the spring comes up there. So anyhow, let me get it tacked together, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, this is going to go right under here, and then we'll be putting a roller up here because of the extra angle that we've got from the longer shocks and the longer swing arm. So we'll be putting a roller up here. A lot of the RM Suzukis had that, and it worked real good, and you were able to keep your chain on and keep it tight. So that's our goal, is to keep it on, keep it tight. And first thing I've got to do is I've got to get under here and take a little bit of the paint off so that I can get a couple tack welds on it when I get under there. So I'll get you under there so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I started this on the 4th of July, and here it is, I don't know, the 13th or something, and it has just gotten hot and hot and hot, and we're pretty close to 100 degrees today, and it's not looking like it's going to let up very soon. So I've got the door down, so where I'm going with that is my lighting is a little bit off until the sun gets a little further overhead. Then I can open the door and it won't be so bad. probably gonna have to break this chain, loosen it up so I can get in there. So that's what I'll do there. I just need enough off here so I can get it tacked on. And what I'll do is, once I get it tacked where it needs to be, then I can take the wheel and the swing arm back off, turn it upside down so I can get to it and weld it. Let's see if I can get it kind of placed here. We get the chain hook back up. And the chain's really greasy. Alright. And actually, by having those little tracks in it from the previous bike, kind of makes it easier to locate, I think. Be back toward the rear wheel a little bit further. Oops. Okay, that's why it needs to go in just a little bit. Kind of look around from the back here to see if everything looks like it's in line with the chain. So it's looking pretty good. Let me get my welder set up. Alright, let's see if we can get a tack on it. Again, I may have to take that chain loose. I think I like that. Yeah. Let's see, maybe in a little. And I've got the tire about as far forward as it's going to go, so most of the time, you know, once the chain is broke in, it'll go back a little further. I'm going to tap that in just a little bit. Okay, just tapped it toward the other side of the bike a little bit. See if we can get a tack weld on it. Okay. Let's chain back up here and see if it's still looking good. Okay, I like that. Okay, go ahead and get the thing disassembled again, and then we can get that welded on. So there we go. It's welded on there. Uh, this is the flat piece I was talking about. It doesn't have the tubular frame like the later model, the 78 Yamaha 175. So this bracket we made, it fits a lot better than that one would have on there. Plus it just ruins it, so I can't sell the part then. So let me get set up and we'll weld that on. Okay, there's that side and this side. Should be good, I think. Looks good. Now the roller, like I said, it'll go right up here. It'll keep the chain off of that. Set up about like that, hopefully. I had to order a bearing and a couple of seals for that. So those should be in a couple of days, and then we'll be making the roller from Delrin, just like this. And we'll be pressing the bearing in and the seals in and making the ears to hold all that right here. So I think it looks pretty trick. And was able to use it from a parts bike. So that's a good deal. So there you have it, guys. That's a chain tensioner on our AT-1 with extended swing arm. Like I said, a couple days I should have the bearing, and I ordered a needle bearing, and I'll make the Delrin roller. I've got some Delrin up here, and I ordered 2 seals that'll go on both sides of it. That's the plan anyway. We'll see how it evolves, and that will keep the chain off of the swing arm right here. The Yamaha used a rubber protector there, but I believe it would wear right through it, and I don't think they're available anyway. So we're kind of stuck doing what we're going to do, but I think it's a better plan. I had an RM 400 that had the roller up here, and all you ever had to do was replace it once in a while, and maybe, you know, every once in a while put a bearing in it. But that, I think, is going to be the plan, and then we'll have our tensioner here too, so we should be able to keep our chain on there. So thanks for going along on the ride, and we will see you next video.